Yo guys, what's up? Shadow here and welcome back to Space Engineers. Well, I can already hear you asking. Wait, this isn't where you left off last time. Why are you already welding? What is going on? Oh, I started recording like 5 minutes ago. And then I looked over, you know, as I sometimes do, to check on my preview screen if everything is in order, and turns out it wasn't. And I had to update my graphic card driver. You know, it's weird. Space Engineers is one of the only games that starts to fuck up if you don't have like the newest driver. Or maybe it's Space Engineers in combination with my recording software. I don't know. Anyways, as you can see, we're welding, and of course we're welding the and we ran out of steel plates. Yes, we did. We're welding the hangar bay right now. We already completed one side, as you can see. Not the doors. I don't have the materials for the doors in my welding ship, but doesn't really matter. So yeah, you didn't miss much. I mean, I was welding and talking, basically, as I always do. It's something I do a lot of times in Space Engineers. It's like talking simulator, and occasionally welding stuff. But yeah, and I was complaining, you know, being nostalgic and wishing back the weekly updates because... Stop. Because the weekly updates were nice because you always had something to talk about, you know? Even if it's just like a minor fix or something, you still were able to be like, oh yeah, okay, they fixed that, they're having progress. And now, you know, in other games where they don't update for, you know, weeks on end, for months and months, and then there's an update, there it doesn't bother me for some reason. But here, because we had this system now, it really feels awkward at this point to go back to that older system, even though I approved of it. I already said, I told you that I think it's probably a better system, just because, you know, they get to put in more resources that way, and they don't waste resources on making these weekly builds. But still, I still kind of miss the weekly updates. I do. I bet a lot of people actually do. But we'll see with the next update. I mean, I've actually encountered recently a lot of games that don't do as much updates as I would like them to. Fallout 4 VR being another candidate of those. Give me air. Give those people air. Righto, back to work. Otherwise we'll never be finished with this Leviathan. There we go. Almost lost my ship again. So yeah, what do we need to do after we finish the hangar? I mean, the doors, we can do these later. They're not that important. There's a few more things. I think what we should do next is either, like, over with the cargo bay, do the external accesses and / turrets, because I think that there on the side there's a good place for turrets. Or we do the front part here. I'm still not really sure what we should do, but we'll figure it out as we go along. Now we need to just weld the rest of this. I think with the steel plates we have, we should be able to get through the rest of these blocks. Also, I put like 30,000 steel plates into production. I think half of it is already being produced, and the rest, or was produced, and the rest is still in the queue. So yeah, we shouldn't run out of material anytime soon. Hopefully. Well, you know, I've no idea how much ores we have, so that might be an issue some points, but right now I think we're golden. And go. Whoop. See, there is the hangar doors. We cannot really weld them fully because I don't have the appropriate components in my ship. But that's fine. I mean, these two, we have already done these, like, in an earlier iteration, as far as I know. Yes. So yeah, about the turrets. You know, technically I would like to have turrets all over the place, but it would also... Sometimes the aesthetically pleasing option is the one that I like to choose. You know, and sometimes it's really weird, because when I design ships, sometimes I make this weird choice that I make the ships look like warships, like naval ships, you know, with... You know, with a big, like, broadside cannon barrage thingy. Even though that makes no sense in space. I mean, maybe I'm a bit influenced by Warhammer 40k, because the ships that they have kinda do that as well. At least the Imperial ships. But yeah, technically it makes no sense to have something like that. But, you know, we might have, like, the main defense there, and then some, like, minor defenses all over the place. Oh, can we even weld that, like, appropriately? Ugh. This is gonna be awkward. Might have to do this by hand. Not quite sure how deep in I can get here. Ugh. Come on! I don't think I can get this one back there. That's fine. Oh, don't get stuck. Oh! Don't flail around like that. I'm still waiting for the moment I break something. Like, swing around with the welder ship, break off an antenna or something. Because it's bound to happen at one point. It is. It's just a question how long it will take. Basically. And we can get those. Alright. Let's leave that alone. That's fine. Okay. Let's back off a little bit. So, let me just weld these together. So we have a bit of completion here. Also, I want to see how it looks from the inside. Okay, so this already looks quite cool, you know, if you see like the length of the ship, if you can look from here to here. That's already quite some work we have done. Alright. So this is the interior. Yeah, you see there's not much space here. There's really not much space. I'm also thinking about now... Just, the thought is just in my mind that we, in the hangar here, will only have... maybe the one repair drone and like 2 defense drones, and the mining drone will be stationed somewhere completely different, you know, because you need to protect your fighter drones, obviously, but you don't necessarily need to have your mining drone all locked away, because even though it's easy to destroy, it might not be the main target of your opponent, right? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm talking rubbish, I don't know. Right, let's get on this thingy that we want to do, the access system. So there will be another layer of armor here, and there will basically be an empty layer here, because we don't need to fill everything up with blocks, because that will make the ship unnecessarily heavy. It's already like very heavy indeed, so you don't need to make it heavier than it needs to be. And then I think it's gonna be something like let me just think about this for a second. Let me put it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interior plates. Give me interior plates. That's the most annoying thing, that you cannot even place this stuff without the appropriate things. I mean, it's kind of logical that you couldn't, but it's annoying. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oops, that's the wrong one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So we could have these be we could have like 3 access points, and then these in the middle here could be turrets. You know? So here we would have turrets, and then we'll also have pistons, like on these things. And these will be our connection points that can be extended on demand. Is that a good idea? Does that work? I think that does work. And then we'll do something like that. Okay, maybe one higher, probably. And then, of course, on the other side, we'll do the same thing, obviously, but... And then here we'll have something like... probably something like this going. Oh, oops, that's the wrong orientation. Something like that to smoothen it a little bit. And technically it would be nice if we could have it here as well, but the problem is, of course, if we go into turrets... Also, I'm not quite sure what kind of turrets I want to have here. Gatling gun or rocket launcher? Because, of course, the turrets, they take a 3x3 spot, right? So we cannot have blocks here. Although we could have some here. And then just... I have an idea. I have something in my head right now. And I just need to think about this if it works out. I need to weld all this stuff first. So we have... we need some of those. I think some motors as well. Some... yeah, I think that's fine for welding these things. We might have not enough, but the thing is we cannot really reach these things with the welding ship anyway, so we're gonna do them by hand. You know, because what I'm thinking right now is that we have like a changing pattern, like around the piston, it will come down with slopes, and then where the turret is, it will be, you know, like no blocks around. So it's always like a changing design. I think that would look very stimulating, visually stimulating. Alright, and yeah, this thing up here, it will stay empty. Because, again, we don't need to fill that. It will make it unnecessarily heavy. Doesn't really matter. So, fuck it, basically. Some more of those. And also, I'm almost kind of tempted to have at the back something like this, like a thingy that goes down, because that looks kind of cool. I'm just not sure what, functionally speaking, what it would be. Because even though we could just put it in as a decorative element, I'm actually a big fan of making things functional and decorative. You know, if you can combine the both of them, that's the fanciest thing to do. But we'll see. Alright. Well, half of it is done at least. And everything is green, which means everything is connected up, so that conveyor system is working. Good to know. Because I can tell you something, if you're welding up like a connector system like this, and then suddenly something does not work and you have to like rip open the entire construction again. I mean, in creative, that's one thing. Because then you can basically make a copy of it and then go rummage around in the copy, you know, until you find the error. But the problem is in survival, yeah, it's a pain. A pain in the, well, the butt. Let's make some more of these things. running out of those. At least it looks like we do. Let's see if we can get some more where is the search bar? Oh, there. Construction compo. I'll just take the ones that are being produced right now. Oh, maybe some more motors as well? Yes. There we go. Oh, I'm so disorientated sometimes. But that's apparently what happens in space, right? Because you have no concept of what is up and down, so... Go figure, I mean... How could you orient yourself if you don't have gravity? It's very hard to do, actually. I mean, even divers underwater sometimes can confuse up with down. So I imagine in space it's even worse. You know what I sometimes wonder is if people, you know, astronauts who have been to space, you know, if they would take a look at this game and what they would think of it, you know, how things work and stuff. And if they would see the designs that people do, like, this is absolutely horrendous. Total waste of resources. Not really practical indeed. Okay. So what we can do now, because we have welded all these things together, is we can put, I have a thought right now, but no, fuck it. Too late. I don't want to bother with that now. I just thought we could put some batteries into there. That would be like a perfect... Ah, well. No, let's not bother with that. That's fine. Also, we have to do that on the other side too, because no symmetry mode. Well, obviously we're not in creative, but still. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this is the turret, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the piston. Yeah, so when I play Space Engineers, I make the weirdest noises. That's absolutely how this works. There we go. Piston, piston, and piston. And then do this. Oh god, and we need to weld this side all over again as well. Yeah, you know, in creative this is the mode where you really get to feel what kind of a project such a big ship actually is. Because in creative, even if you do a big ship, yeah, it takes a while, but still you don't get the sense of scale, you know, the amount of work that flows into something like that. You don't get that in creative mode. You still get the awe of the size, but never the sheer amount of work that is put into something like that. So, I kind of appreciate it, actually, to be able to, you know, play a bit survival. And with making videos, it actually helps with my motivation, because that's what I notice with myself. I'm extremely, like, ADS, kinda, you know, or... Yeah, wait, in English you call... It's different in English. It's not ADS, it's ADHD in English. Attention deficit syndrome, right? And I think, at least when it comes to gaming, I have that. Because if you watch me play Guild Wars or something, I have like 20 different characters that I play. And here, if you play creative, I have like 20 different ship ideas that I want to build, and I just jump from one thing to the next, and the problem is I often lose motivation before I'm done with it. But actually making like a video series really helps with that, especially if I keep it consistent. I kind of have to force myself sometimes to say, yes, today we're going to do this and exactly this, but you know, in the long run, I think it really pays off from a motivational standpoint. Motivational? Is that a word? Is that English? From a motivation standpoint, you know? So, yeah, let's grab some more of these. And And some more of these. Actually, we might need some more of those as well. There we go. That should be fine. Hopefully we can finish this. Oh, that was interesting. Sometimes there's these, like... I don't want to call it lag, because... Oh. Yes. That's the one thing that it gives you a warning about. Not the oxygen, but the energy. At least that, you know. Well, because basically if you run out of energy in space, you're dead. You're so dead. Because you cannot... If you're not in an area where there's an artificial gravity generator, you know, you're boned. Because you cannot really go anywhere anymore. Your jetpack is out of fuel and... Although, no! That's not true anymore. That was... It was like that before they introduced the hydrogen jetpack. But that was like... the thing before. If you run out of energy, you just, you know, float around in space, basically. It's not like that anymore, I have to say. That's actually kind of interesting. Now, with the two different resources, you know, makes it a little bit more interesting. Oh, energy's so slow to fill up. Come on! This sound reminds me of like Half-Life 2, the health and shield generator machines on the wall. It's not the exact sound, but you know, you get what I mean. Jeez, it's been ages since Half-Life 2 came out. Sometimes you just have to remember back to these kind of games and how long it was ago since they came out. Jeez. Okie dokie. Right, so now we can put in the cover, so to speak. The cover blocks. Like so. Okay. And shall we... I think we should get our welding ship. Let's go. Where is it? There it is. How much steel plates? 3,000. Not quite sure if that's actually enough. I guess we'll figure out. Also, we're at, what, 24 minutes? Well, it's a bit less than that because I also recorded... I always start recording, like, before I even go into the game because sometimes weird things happen, you know, and then I would like to have them on video. Alright. Oh, we welded that one. That was nice. Didn't know we had the materials for that. Although the piston covers are... like, very easy to weld from the material that they need, so... The pistons themselves, the big piston parts, are the ones that need more different kind of materials, I think. Yeah, large steel tubes. Although, the only thing that's missing is construction components. That's interesting. Alright. Let's weld this one as well. We can then weld it shut with the hand welder, so to speak, because we still have some construction components in our inventory. Or we could just put our inventory into the ship's inventory, but that's too much of a bother. Oh. Yep, hitting my ship. On my other ship. That's how it goes. Ship on ship violence. Okay, so that one row and then we're done. How is it looking with steel plates? About half. Might be able to finish this one actually. Although it's like 25 steel plates per thingy, so it's gonna be like 1,400 or something after this. Maybe even less. 1,300? 1,100. Okay. So we will definitely need to get some new steel plates. And, you know, when we're already going back, we might as well put some construction components in as well, just for the fun of it. And then after that, we'll place the turrets down, just so we have the spacing correct. Oh, God. Nope, don't hit, don't hit. That was kind of close. That's my biggest mistake in survival. I always approach too fast, because I built my ships very minimalistic, you know, very conservative when it comes to thrusters. I do not like to have like 50 million thrusters on my ships. You know, I just put on enough so I can start and brake, basically. Which might not be the best thingy in the world, but, you know, makes it easier to construct, actually. So, let's see, that's actually too much. Let's put in, first of all, let's put in some of those, and then... There we go. Mighty fine! Also, we never used that ship. So far. I mean... you know, attacking pirates is such an awkward thing. Because you don't have these long-ranged weapons, you really need to get up close, and I hate that. But, we'll see. I'm pretty sure we'll blow up the pirate base at one point, but not right now. Right now, I'm really happy constructing this ship. And that's what space engineers, in my opinion, is about, mostly. Is construction. And figuring out cool things to do with your ships. And, you know, solving a problem creatively. And that's a piston. Of course, on top of the pistons, there will be connectors as well, in the end. But we'll put them on afterwards. It's not that important right now. Okay, let's weld that one. Very nice. We're almost through. I'm still thinking about what kind of turrets I need to put in here. I mean, missile turrets are, in my opinion, more offensive turrets because they really deal a lot of damage, and the Gatling guns are more defensive because they can, you know, pick off small ships that circle around you. They can pick off, like, warheads that are fired at you, meteorites, which I have disabled because I hate meteorites. But, yeah, I think Gatling guns are actually better here. And then on another part, I might have, like, a battery of missile turrets. And, of course, at the front, as I said, I will put on some missile launchers. So I can just fire, you know, like torpedoes, basically, at the front. Almost through. And then, I think we'll just lay out the basic design idea that I have. So you know what I mean. I mean, I haven't figured it out myself quite yet, how it's gonna look, but I have the basic idea in my head. Oh. Bumped into something. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it's so hard to see how far ahead your welder bits are. You know, if you're actually touching the thing or not. Okay. So this thing is complete. Oh, we didn't. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. And now we don't have construction components. Doesn't matter. Right. So let's put on the Gatling turrets. Which part? This part down. No. Other part down. So I think if I'm correct, then the part with the pad is where the gun is looking. No, it's not. It's the other way around. Okay, gotcha. So the part with the pad is the back of the gun. There we go. That's what I wanted. Actually, you could also look at the form of the, you know, the pivot where the gun is mounted. That also is a kind of a giveaway. Like, that's obviously right, but, you know. Okay. So now what we can observe is, of course, that we don't have any space here that we can use. So what I'm thinking is that we're doing something like that, you know, and then here there will be a gap, and then as soon as we can, we'll go down again. You see what I mean? You know, that like zigzag pattern or whatever you want to call it. Yes, something along those lines. Maybe it's going to be something very simple. You know, something with these blocks. So we'll have a smooth transition here. Oh, okay, these are the wrong way around, obviously. And then next to the to this thing we can put some lights or something like that, maybe even spots lights, depending on how clearly visible we want to make it. And I think that looks quite good. Ah, sometimes I really hate that. You know, in creative I would just pull the line from right over there to the end and then just delete the unnecessary ones under the pistons, but yeah. And then obviously here we're gonna have a smooth one as well. Smooth transition to the lower part. Smooth. Very, very smooth. And then of course we have to do this on the other side as well, but this is the concept. Oh, Jesus, why is it doing that? I think I can deactivate that with T, I think it is. Then it's... yeah, then it keeps the orientation. Yeah, good. You know, it's not the game's fault. It's actually my fault for not noticing things like that I could deactivate this. Because sometimes the automatic turning is very useful, and sometimes it's just not. You see where this is going? Also, this means we have a bit more armor here, you know, where the cargo is. I think that's actually quite a good idea. Yes, I'm happy with this. So let's put it on this side as well, and then we're done for today. And next time, of course, we need to weld again for pretty much the whole episode, I suppose. Actually, no, it's not that much, to be fair. It looks like much, but it's actually not. Also, I just did it wrong. Jesus. And delete! I'm an idiot! Well, I deserve that. I definitely deserve that. No question about that. There I am, floating into space. You know what? You can have... I just need the drill, basically. The rest, I do not care about. Well... why do I have... what? Why do I have three drills with me here? No, 3 welders. I mean, I'll take the magazines. So we have a grinder, welder, drill. Yep! The rest can go fly off into space. Wait, what? Hold on. Did we just lose a welder? Did we have a faster grinder? That's kind of weird. Huh. Yeah, I think we did. That's weird. I didn't see it in the inventory there. Where did that go? I'll check again, but I'm pretty sure that there's no welder in here. There's a rifle too, or no, not a welder, grinder, hand drill, welder. Although there should be a second grinder somewhere. Oh, it's there! That's it! Ah, yeah, because I was holding it in my hand. That's the reason. Yeah, we'll dump this one. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares about you, grinder. That's a weird thing to shout. Alright, let's replace that again. There we go. Okay, so let's do this properly. And then 1, 2, 3, and then pause. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1! Fantastic! Now we're getting it. Let's do the lower part already. Oh, yeah, the rotation was activated again. Sometimes it just activates things again, even though I don't want it to. It's weird. Yes! I mean, we'll also have some, like, decorations on this side as well, but we'll come to that later. I mean, now we're pretty much finishing up this part. And as you can see, we might also have a turret on the bottom side. Maybe there will be a rocket launcher turret there. That might be possible. We'll see. Oh, come on! Really? Running out of steel plates, do you? Oh, nice, we can fly through here. So yeah, see, now it did not... Actually, now it put the rotation mode back again. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Sweet! Now we got it. Now the ship really starts to look like something. I really dig it. Alright, it's time for the obligatory preview screen. Let's... Oh, whoops, that was not the right... Deactivate beacons there, that's what I wanted to do. Actually, they should be deactivated if I go into... Yes, okay. Preview mode. Like so. Wonderful! Yes, alright, that's enough. Good. Very, very fine. Okay, so next time we'll start to weld this, and then we'll see what comes next. Probably either hangar bay decorations or this part, which I'm still kind of dreading, to be honest. We'll see. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.